No? Wait.
Good vibrations works, man.
You like that one?
Let's go,
all
man.
Right, all right, let's do it.
Monday morning. Let's have some good
right.
It's Brian's show, man.
It's
so
Brian's
really
show. Brian's show, yeah, man. That's cool. KeySteps. FinLocker. Do you even go by KeySteps? Or is it just, I mean, like, I don't know which one.
We KeySteps
is the number one.
FinLocker.
Oh, powered by, okay. Yeah. So if I go KeySteps first, I'm good all the time?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right, man. Boom.
Yeah. You feel it, baby?
Yeah. There's Kobe
in the house.
What's up, Coach Rick? Holden, what's up, buddy?
David Wynn in the house today.
Let's go.
Chastity Dyer.
Who can swing it? There's Jerry. Show me the money. Show me the money. What the heck, dude? What gives me the pleasure? He's even sporting Nike. How much are they paying you for that, man? I want in on that, dude.
That's a Tampa shirt.
Come on, baby.
If my daughter catches me wearing it, I'm probably going to get thrown out of the house.
Right. I love it. Wait, I saw her. Where'd she go? She turned off her camera. There's Kathleen. Where's Kyle? Khalid's in the house. What's up? Kim Creighton's in the house. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the MLO Live Show. Super excited. I just want to say that I got a special announcement today. Very special. Very, very, very special. You guys ready for this? You might laugh.
Ready.
Dude, pumpkin spice is in Starbucks.
No.
Let's go!
Wait a second. Pumpkins are for carving.
Come on, baby.
Smashing.
Come on, baby. Come on.
Not bread, not beer, not coffee.
Is that not the best news? Isn't that the best news ever of the whole year? I mean, come on, man. If you're looking for something like what did I get out of today? I haven't been there yet. So where am I going right after? Damn right. I'm going to give me a pumpkin spice. Like it's the venti. Got to get the venti cold brew. You got to try the cold brew.
No, God, no.
Come on.
No. The only good thing about pumpkin spice anything is that it means it's football season.
It's football season. All right, I guess. Who agrees with me? Do I gotta buy in?
Brian.
Nobody.
Oh, Brian. All right. Nobody. All right. I was thinking I was gonna lose some fans there. So hey guys, again, welcome to the MLO Live Show. Super excited to be here on this beautiful Monday morning. There's Caroline. What's up? Man, dude, she's amazing. I gotta get her on the show. Like she like don't follow her yet because I don't want to spill the beans, but like holy smokes. You gotta play the
song too.
Oh my God, man.
Sweet Caroline.
All right. Hey guys, Brian Vieaux, man, dear friend of mine, business partner. He's a huge sponsor of the MLO Live Show. Love you, man. I love what you're doing with the FinLocker, the KeySteps. That is, several of them have. There's a bunch of people in MLO Live that have the KeySteps and kicking butt, taking names, and one of the I think Q. I don't know if Q's here or not yet, but he signed up for it, and he's like. Here. I put my own stuff in there, and I got an alert that my credit score went up, but I'm like, oh dang, dude, let's get something. Let's go buy something,
I see Imran. Imran's on here. Good morning, Imran.
Yep, Imran's on here. Yep, cool. So here we go, man. Without further ado, Brian, give us some updates. What's working inside of KeySteps? What's working? I mean, come on, man. 30,000 plus followers on LinkedIn. You're kind of out there. I don't think you need an introduction, but let's. Introduce yourself, my friend, and excited to have you back on the show.
Yeah, thanks, Scotty. Great to be back here. I'm here usually during the week, but off camera, kind of multitasking. So this is it's always fun to open up the week this way. Yeah. So Brian Vieaux, I'm President, Chief Operating Officer at FinLocker. I've been with FinLocker for 6 years. I came to FinLocker following 30 plus years, so a long time in. What I call the primary mortgage space where all of you live. I was running third-party originations for Flagstar, and I had invested in FinLocker, the company, and I guess you could say I doubled down or tripled down on my investment coming in here to help run the business. We're doing some really cool things, but arguably we're doing things that are still, I think, on the cutting edge, or as Scotty likes to quote me, the point of thought. We're getting into the mainstream, but we're still really helping change the paradigm for originators. Most of us as originators are in a spot to receive consumers when they raise their hand and say they're ready to start a loan application, typically through a referral. I'll never be the guy that says it's a bad business strategy to have referral partners. That will always be part of this business model, no question about it. But what I will challenge people to think about is how to be your own top of funnel and have your own organic lead gen strategy. And that's what I love about this morning show is literally, 4 days a week, you're learning from others that have a similar mindset on how to control the funnel, control the top of funnel, and truly be that organic lead gen. And that's really what we're focused on. Is we're not a lead gen company. We don't create leads for lenders and loan officers. We created a piece of technology that we believe helps. There it is. There we go. We believe that our tech helps loan officers of all shapes and sizes level up their tech stack to compete with the biggest brands in the biggest budgets, if you will, in the market. And so what does that mean? We focused on our technology being a financial fitness and homeownership experience.
Yeah.
So all the things that consumers will go and get on their own from a Rocket Money, or used to be Mint.com, but Monarch Money, Credit Karma, Credit Sesame, even Zillow, we brought all those features into a single app. And the key for us, I think part of the secret sauce is, though all of those tools for us are data, they provide data that then feeds a home ownership experience and journey. And so while people are, using the credit monitoring, credit improvement, credit education tool, the data that comes from them using that powers their own visibility into their mortgage readiness, their home buying readiness. And then the real power, I believe, is that the loan officer is really the star of the show. They're the tip of the spear. They're who the consumer sees every day they're in that app, and that the consumer only gets to the app through an invitation from their loan officer. So it's really a connected. It's a tool to connect you with prospective home buyers truly at the point of thought, when they're months, maybe even longer from being ready to transact. This tool helps you build rapport, build trust, build a relationship through financial education, financial readiness, and really that earliest part of that home buying journey.
Well, Brian, a couple of things I wrote down that I love about your system. One is it's a closed ecosystem. There's no trigger leads, which hopefully they're going away. You know more about this than I do. But the closed ecosystem, which is your system, it's your referral partners, unlimited referral partners. So the branding is with each referral partner. Yep. Can the agents bring their database into the system? So if I have an agent that I'm really tight with and they got 200, 300, 400 clients, can I bring, she's crazy, dude. Can I bring them into my closed ecosystem inside of KeySteps?
Yes, I think your cat found your pumpkin spice catnip, by the way.
I did, yes. So she's definitely always on the ball.
Yeah, Scott. We support, I call it co-nurturing, coexisting versus co-marketing.
Okay.
Co-marketing sometimes gets compliance people a little sideways. But yeah, coexisting with an agent referral partner.
Okay.
Each of those partnerships, loan officer and agent, we provide a unique invitation link and QR code that now your agent can use in their sphere of influence. So what's been really exciting is we've had several of our loan officer clients really use this as a tip of the spear, top of the funnel, point of thought type engagement tool with their agent partners, and have started teaching classes to the agents on how to show up earlier in a home buyer's financial life.
Mm-hmm.
And we're seeing, consumers come into the ecosystem through those agent links, which is really cool.
So the other thing that I love that I don't think we think about, that I think about all the time, is each person you have that you get at the thought, the reticular activator kicks in. If does anybody not know what the reticular activator is? Because this is a big deal. So when somebody's thinking about buying, selling, investing, debt consolidation, putting themselves in a better financial situation, whatever it is, they are talking about, they're thinking about, they're hearing every conversation, they're seeing every ad, they're seeing every for sale sign. And the beautiful part about Brian's system is once they're in, now they're talking about it. And he has a value add where it's like showing them what's on their credit, like tying the expenses and tying what's on, it's tied to TransUnion, correct?
The credit data, the credit data comes from TransUnion.
Okay. So it's
just to be clear too, the credit score today is a Vantage 3.0.
Okay.
And within the coming weeks, we will be upgrading from 3.0 to 4.0. And we all saw the news earlier in the summer or midsummer when Pulte talked about, kind of pushing the mandate that the GSEs accept Vantage 4.0 as well as, classic FICO. So
nice.
Well, we will have the 4.0 in the experience. What we're doing right now is we're debating, do we bring the 4.0 in and keep the 3.0? The reason we would keep the 3.0 right now is our simulator, the credit simulator, the what if scenario that a consumer can use in the tech is tied to TransUnion's algorithm that leverages 3.0, not 4.0. So we'll probably have both scores in there for a period of time. But it is the consumer's credit data. So all the data that rolls up to that, that runs the scoring model is the same credit data that's in any credit report that gets run. So all that data is what's available to the consumer. What we do, which I think is different, is we build visualizers on top of that credit data. So we're not just showing the consumer their credit report, because let's face it, most credit reports are kind of ugly and scary. We actually build visualizers on top of the data where they can click in and see their total utilization in aggregate, their utilization by account. And then the simulator allows them to model impact to actions they might take. Let's just say for argument's sake, my total utilization on my credit cards and liabilities was 80%. I could go into the simulator and simulate paying down credit card debt by $25,000 to lower that utilization. And it'll run that simulation and tell me what my score impact would be. So that result would be an increase in score of 20, 30, 60 points, whatever the number is. Now, this is where the loan officer comes into play. The consumer still has to go take those actions, right?
Correct.
It's one thing to model what if, but you have to go take the action. And so what we see a lot of our loan officer partners do is they actually do a screen share just like we're doing today. And the consumer's running those scenarios, and then they build a strategy where now I'm going to be part of that solution with you. Now, I'm not suggesting that, we're in the credit repair business, but we're in the credit awareness, credit education business. And this tool helps connect the dots.
Awesome.
I see Kobe has a bunch of questions.
Yeah, he has a bunch of questions. Cool. And I just want to make a point here. So when you get them at the thought and they're talking about, thinking about, seeing all these ads, they're referring their friends, family, and coworkers. So how many people on here have got a referral from an agent or somebody, and then during the time that you're working with the referral, and maybe they're 3 months, 6 months out, you get another referral from their friend, family, coworker that actually closes. That's the crazy, beautiful part about this, is once you get them at the thought, now you have the reticular activator going 24/7, that you can't shut that off. So they're going to be referring you their friends, family, coworker. That's a big deal. So Kobe, man, thanks for the questions. First question, what are the predictive analytics right now that are showing the most success within KeySteps?
Yeah. So let me dissect it a little bit, because the AI that we use in our platform is not yet creating predictions per se. I want to be just transparent on everything. We're building towards that, where where with all this with this rich consumer permission direct source data, we will be bringing an experience in that provides the consumer with kind of the next best thing they should do given their stated goals and objectives, and then what their data tells us about their pathway to those goals and objectives. So that's number one, is we're working towards a consumer facing experience where we leverage their data and powered by AI provide them even more insights.
Crazy. That's gonna get nuts.
What'll happen first though is we're going to do the same analysis and turn it on for loan officers. And so when a loan officer logs into our admin portal, we will show them, here's the top 5 consumers and the conversation you should have today based on what we see in the data.
There you go.
So that'll be sometime this fall.
Very cool.
When that launches. What we see today, to answer Kobe's question, is we have what we call this readiness assessment, where the user, the consumer, can actually run scenarios to assess their mortgage readiness. We measure readiness on 4 dimensions: credit, assets, income, and employment. Income and employment are kind of one, and then we have a calculated measurement that's DTI, that it's a combination of obviously income and liabilities. What we see as the biggest predictor today is a consumer running that readiness multiple times. And then that multiple run, what we're seeing consumers do is using the readiness assessment as I'll call it as a calculator on steroids, to find their optimal goals and objectives. So what we see most consumers in the app do is they're solving for payment, cash flow, right? So they'll get 4 stars, but that 4 stars might be at the maximum DTI of 45. We see a lot of consumers kind of rerunning their readiness and lowering that monthly payment to get to a cash flow that they're comfortable with.
Love it.
Every time the user is running those scenarios, that's an event that we're tracking in the back end. And that's data that the loan officer would see when they log into the admin portal. So they would see all these readiness runs by user. And so we've had a lot of coaching sessions with our users to basically say, look at when someone's running readiness 3, 4, 6, 12 times in a 36-hour period, there's something going on there that's starting to happen there.
Yeah, good point.
It's a good time to have some outreach and conversation.
Love it. And I love Kobe's question. How do the interactions help us from being like, oh, I checked this FinLocker thing, beginning the conversation to begin the mortgage app, which I think is what I think.
Here's what
this is the best part right here
is, and I said this at the beginning, we're not lead gen. So any user that gets into this experience is getting in there because of you, because of the loan officer, that relationship that you've established, whether it's through an interaction, through a referral, or through social, or your own organic lead gen. Heck, we have loan officers that have built a strategy. They buy leads, and they built a strategy to point this app at the leads they purchase in an effort to kind of increase conversion for those leads they buy that aren't transacting day one. So what I would say, Kobe, is the insights that you'll glean from the app when a user's doing certain things. Like one thing, like this morning, I noticed I had 5 people that their credit score improved. I had the alert literally in my email this morning. Now, I'm not suggesting that anybody reach out to a consumer like immediately when you see data changes. That feels sometimes a little big brother-ish. But what I would do is I would I'll go log into the 5 people whose credit score improved. I'll go log into my admin portal and see if I see any other signals in their data, any other activities that they did. Maybe they started searching for properties, because that's another thing we track in the app, when they start searching and favoriting properties. So the combination of those 2 things, credit improvement and searching properties, might be a signal to me that their intent level is increasing. It's probably a good time to follow up. Certainly any consumer that has 4 stars, especially if they've gone from 3 to 4 stars in the app, that's another signal that someone, at least the data says they're ready. That's probably a worthy follow-up. So I think it's the combination of those instant alerts that come out through email that get pushed to the loan officer, and then going into the admin portal and just doing a quick glance at other activities, alerts, signals in the consumer's data that, to me, would trigger a follow-up.
Love it. And one of the things I used to do, and Q, you're up next, but one of the things I used to do is I used to do a identity theft, like a 6-month identity theft protection. So like you could use this system as an identity theft protection. Hey, it's worth every 90 days going in just to check, or even every month. It resets every 7 days, right?
The score updates for the user every 7 days.
Yep. And
to your point around the identity theft credit monitoring, it's instant. So if, as an example, we just my wife and I just our lease on our car expired. She loves the car. They don't make the car anymore, so she wanted to buy the car out, the lease out. So I went online and went to a credit union, applied for an auto loan. Literally within a minute, I had an alert from my FinLocker KeySteps app that there was an inquiry on my credit. So that's
amazing.
That's the data that we pull right from TransUnion. You brought up the trigger leads real quick, and let me give you guys another glimpse into the product roadmap. So yes, trigger leads. Although Trump still hasn't signed that thing, it must have got lost in his. He's waiting to get his big Sharpie out to sign that bad boy. Once Trump signs that legislation into law, in 6 months, so 6 months out is when it actually becomes legislation, becomes law. And so what that means, just to stay on the triggers real quick, is 6 months from signing, TransUnion, Experian, Equifax will have to follow a new set of guidelines, rules, law in terms of who they can sell trigger leads to. Trigger leads aren't going away.
Okay.
But the legal who will be able to acquire trigger leads is being modified, right? So it'll be current servicer. So if the current servicer of a mortgage will still be able to monitor their portfolio and get those instant alerts. There's some language that I think is a little gray that still has to get worked out, but they talk about the originating lender. So whoever originated the loan is eligible. I don't know how the bureaus are going to know that in the credit data, but we'll figure that out. And then if a financial institution, a bank, think of Bank of America, Chase, Wells Fargo, if they have a relationship with a consumer, could be like in my case, it could be this auto loan I just got through a credit union. Technically, that credit union would be able to monitor me for mortgage trigger leads as well. That's really those are the use cases that are approved post legislation change
on the table.
Scott, what you brought up with the credit monitoring, what I just described briefly with the alerts to the consumer,
it's crazy.
We're going to turn those same alerts on for the loan officer. So, and I'm not a trigger lead proponent, but in this case, you own the consumer. It's your consumer. You've invited them into this experience. They've opted in, including in that opt-in, they've opted to share certain data points. And so in sometime later this year, when we turn on that feature, and if you have 50, 500, 5,000 users in this technology, when those users are getting credit pulls, and we're going to identify the type of credit pull. So if it's a mortgage related credit pull, the consumer is going to get their consumer alert, but we're also going to serve that up as a data alert to the loan officer.
Very cool.
So it's different than how credit triggers work today, but it's the fact of the matter is you're going to have a much better visibility into things your consumers are doing. And here's why we think this is valuable for that consumer, especially the early journey home buying consumer. We know things that derail pre-quals and pre-approvals include, opening up, potentially opening up another credit line or buying a car or doing whatever crazy things people do. This is another data set that helps kind of the loan officer stay connected and advise as an advisor to that consumer.
Amazing.
I don't even know if I answered your main question there, Scott.
No, I think it was good. I mean, for me, like providing value, like there's a couple questions about how do we provide value to our clients? Well, one of them is saying, hey, I have a really cool system that's free to you that shares with you anytime your credit's pulled. So for identity theft reasons, this is a huge deal because the only way to have identity theft is to have your credit. And then when they go buy something, they go try to buy something, they try to get a credit card. There's so many scams out there. Identity theft is still alive and well. It's just not talked about as much as it used to be, but it's still huge because there's better systems in place to protect against it. So I think that's a huge piece right there. Now your client's in the system. Now your client's branded to you. It's branded to your real estate agent. And Q, I'll take your question. Go ahead, and then we'll take the next one here, which I love is the how do we provide value to or wow that real estate agent?
So I think this is actually a great segue into it. So Brian, what you were saying, I'm using it as a consumer because I wanted to see how it worked, and then as an LO, how does it come into me so I can see both sides of it. And yeah, it's really cool, like you said, TransUnion updates every 7 days. But if I remember correctly, if the scores go up or down 10 points, it'll also alert the consumer, which is super important. The way I'm using this as an LO is, and I'm scratching the surface because I'm working on some other stuff to really get this thing ramped up. But the thing I like about it is, number one, we didn't talk about it, the cost of like any kind of credit pools is freaking ridiculous. And it's nice that, yes, we have the subscription that, is monthly. But if I remember correctly, we can pull unlimited soft pulls for our consumer. So the cool thing is if we're talking about marketing is, if I've got like one of my agents got into the real estate business doing rentals. So she's got like 200 renters. She's got all their contact information. So if you're 3, 6, 8, 10 months out, you can't start FinLocker too early because we need the time to fix it, right? You can break the credit in like a day, but to fix it, it takes like 60, 90 days sometimes if it's not just paying down balances. But it's really cool. It's almost like, and I think the consumer has to even share their FICO with us, if I remember correctly.
Two things. Let me just, I always want to be like super transparent because I've been a buyer of technology on the other side. Just the language, like you're not actually pulling credit. So I just want to make sure you're clear. You're inviting a consumer to create an account, connect their credit. And then once they take that action, create their account, connect their credit, they're sharing visibility into their credit with you as the loan officer. We show the loan officer the credit score in a 10-point band. And then we actually created a buyer vision report, we call it, that summarizes key data from that credit report. So Q, just a little bit of the language on my end, just for sure. You're not pulling, but you have visibility into the consumer's credit. And then we're Vantage Score today, not FICO, just to be transparent with everybody.
Yeah, and thank you for that. And the nice thing is at least we have an idea where they're starting. I just had a refinance. They had 20% equity, but because of their score, we had to go FHA to make it work. The cool thing was I had them sign up for FinLocker before we refinanced so we could see where their score was. And then I could take them where we need to be. So when rates come down enough, we can pull them back out into conventional. So it's a good tracking mechanism as well and something to share. Lastly, if I remember correctly, when we share their income, I used to teach the Dave Ramsey course. This has elements of that, which I really like. It's a great teaching tool. But when you put in your income, does it not qualify you for homes around you? It'll even show you what you might qualify for that's on the market. You
can, as a consumer, you can filter your search criteria based on your budget that you set, the financial budget you set for buying. And then we tie to that budget your readiness, your star rating assessment. Again, full transparency. We're not a pre-approval platform, so you're not getting a pre-approval per se. A lot of reasons for that. One is everything we do is like far left of a TRID event, so we're not triggering any disclosure requirements in our app. So it's really, I think of our product as an educate, engage, nurture, and ultimately convert platform that gets somebody to that TRID event, that application event.
Yeah, it's just a great way, I think, to build our pipeline for future borrowers as the market corrects. Thank you for that.
Dude, Q, man, thank you for the input, man. I just, this excites me to no end every time I get you on a call, man. It's just like to be able to put your, and I hate to say database, your clients, your friends, whoever it is, into, like, you can call all your friends, family, whoever, and say, hey, man, I got a really cool system that can help you to make sure that you get the best. Like, one, you protect yourself. Two, what can you afford? There's all kinds of things, reasons, but let's address Brian's question. Yeah. What is the best way to wow a real estate agent when entering consumer? Are we matching them up with the real estate agent, and what access does the agent have? Great question.
Great question. I'll come back to the wow in a minute. So you can match. Let's just say, Brian, that you had your own organic lead gen strategy where you were bringing prospective, not yet ready home buyers into your pipeline, if you will. You could match those to realtors if you wanted to. We don't have a matching function today where the consumer kind of gets matched or picks their realtor. You can actually do the matching based on any realtors you've set up in the system. Most of the consumers that we see matched with a realtor actually start from the realtor themselves through the realtor making this product available to their pipeline of not yet ready buyers. So you could do it either way. Either the realtor is the tip of the spear and their link gets people connected, or you can match on the back end. I think the best way to wow real estate agents is there's not a lot of, we have 800 loan officers on our platform across the country. So there's still a lot of, white space, blue ocean, whatever you want to call it, out there. So there's not a lot of loan officers that have technology like this where they're partnering with agents.
Yeah.
And so I think to me, the best way to wow them is to talk about their growing pipeline of not yet ready home buyers and how to offer a tool that's different, that actually adds value to the consumer and keeps them connected and engaged. And then the last question was around, how does the agent get alerts? We have embedded, we have an integration with a national real estate search platform. It's also part of the closed ecosystem. Anything that is real estate related, when the consumer is doing any activities in the app, searching, creating a filter, searching properties, favoriting properties, those are instant alerts that go to the agent and the loan officer as well. The agent doesn't see all the financial aspects that a loan officer does, but they see all those real estate related activities.
Dang, that's huge. So it's just educating the consumer is what you're saying, is educating the consumer, educating the agent on how to use the system, making sure they understand the value behind it, making sure they understand the value of the checking the credit. Like if the LO and the real estate communicate on a regular basis, and you're saying, hey, so-and-so's really playing around with their credit and doing this and doing that and trying to figure this out. There's probably something going on here. Have you talked to them about selling their home, buying? Like I have, and like, so you it's just a huge, easy conversation to know when the time comes.
Scotty, last thing, I know we're out of time, but I put a couple links in the chat.
Cool.
There's a link to our website. We have, we just published 5 new case studies. So 5 different lender loan officers that are using our product. I interviewed them and we wrote case studies on them. So there's some good kind of real life feedback from how they're using the tool. I also put a link to a tool that we just put together Friday, which is today we have 4 custom GPTs that we created. And the GPTs are, you could use them without FinLocker, but they're really wired for you to create content in the GPT that you can use to pull and drive people to your version of FinLocker. And we're going to continue to add to that.
Love it.
And then last thing I'll add is we did
GPT,
partner with MLO
so you're talking
Live.
about Chat GPT. So Chat GPT is what you're talking. When you say GPT, it's AI stuff that's happening.
Yes. Custom GPTs.
Custom GPTs. Yeah. I just want to make sure that everybody, because I know we throw around three letters like it's candy. So I just want to make sure everybody knew. I mean,
So we have a partnership with MLO Live, with Scotty's platform here, and with Model Match.
Yeah.
So anybody that signs up for KeySteps will get the KeySteps product, but also the subscription to MLO Live and the Model Match, their starter subscription. So it's kind of a bundled package, all three in one, that we're doing for this community.
Cool.
Hey, real quick before we wrap up, guys,
Yeah,
I
man.
just wanted to say something. So I've used a program similar to Brian's for years. I used to use a program called Journaya, and it was a predictive marketing system. Not exactly the same. His is way better. He's advanced it quite a bit. But what I wanted to talk about is I used to run a call center where we managed the servicing portfolio. And this is exactly what we use as a system similar to this to start those early communications with our clients. And we found a very, very high percentage of the clients that were triggered early on in the events were the same ones that we eventually got credit triggers on and closed those loans. And because we were in communication with them earlier, we were able to retain about a 34% of the customers that we had running off of our servicing portfolio.
Wow.
So when he talks about, your big vendors that are servicers having the ability, even once this bill passes, if it does, right, these are companies like Mr. Cooper, right, or whoever owns those servicing rights at this point in time that have been mapping out systems to get your clients back in their pockets for a long time. So having access to these early communications is exactly what these big box lenders are doing, and it's part of their plan of attack to get your clients at the time that they're going to be moving along. So, I can't endorse Brian enough, and he's not a paid sponsor for my show. But I just want to put this out there, guys. Yeah, that at the end of the day, if you're looking for a solution that's going to help get you in front of your clients at the right point, which is before they start thinking about transaction, this is a great tool for this. And I can't endorse Brian enough. So I wanted to throw that out before we wrapped up the show.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, and Marilee's asking.
Scotty,
yeah.
Well, one last thing too. The other thing is nice is Brian, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think on Wednesday at 12 Eastern, you guys do kind of like an office hour, so we can log in, ask questions, and have. You're not on an island by yourself. You're actually getting some support on a weekly basis, and to bring in your Q's and A's.
Cool. Marilee's asking, does it show liabilities? If they pull them in, it shows liabilities, right?
So I just put a note in there. So the buyer vision report that we created where the consumer can share that, we summarize the liabilities. The reason we can price this thing the way we price it for loan officers is because we're operating with the Bureau, with TransUnion, under what they call a consumer credit education use case. So our use of the credit data when the consumer opts in is not permissible for making credit decisioning, right? That's why we also don't use the words pre-approval, et cetera. And so we summarize the liability data into kind of the buckets, trade lines versus revolving, et cetera, et cetera. On the back end, there is a feature that allows the consumer, when they're ready to start a loan application, we have a flow where the consumer can aggregate all the data that's been in their app and securely share that to the loan officer. We create a Fannie 3-4 MISMO compliant data set. In that method, or in that pass of data, we do provide the liability data, but not early upfront. Hopefully that helps. And Marilee, if you want to ping me, I could go into more detail.
Sweet. Excelente. Brian, you're awesome, man. Keep going. Yeah, throwing that AI and stuff there. I'm excited. I think just knowing when someone pulls my credit it is huge, and so that's a huge identity theft is still a big deal. I don't know why it's kind of gone by the wayside. I haven't seen anything about it, but
it's bigger now with AI than ever. It's
probably the biggest it's ever been, right? And getting worse because of AI. So the scraping and all the stuff that's going on. So man, reach out, get your database in here, get every Facebook friend that you have, find a way to communicate, engage, interact this message, and throw a little bit of fear in there. If it was me, I would want to know if I can put my stuff privately into a system that alerts me when something happens. So I know there's a lot of systems out there, but this is more than just a credit alert. This is a closed ecosystem looking at homes, branded with your real estate agent. There's so many cool things that you can use this for. So yeah, good stuff. Thank you. Yeah, but it's working out well. So yeah, Emron's like, yeah, this is killer. So good stuff, guys. Brian, nice to have you back on the show, my friend. Keep
you.
chugging along and adding cool features for us. And man, anytime you want to come back, let us know if you got a new feature you want to share. Let's do this. So appreciate you.
Hope everybody has a great week.
All right, guys, take care. Thanks, guys. Same time, same place tomorrow. Tony Fitzpatrick's going to be on. The guy's a wealth of knowledge. He's an AI freak. He's going to share what's working with him, and you don't want to miss it. So same time, same place tomorrow morning. Thanks, Devin. See you, buddy. Let's go.
To be right, man, 'cause I can't get much stronger. Man, I've been waiting all night.